Hi, everybody. Welcome to our good news segment. Look, here's the thing. Do you know what it's like to live with COPD? Do you know what the impact of that is? But here's what you may or may not know. Did you know that there are innovations, that there are changes, that there are stories that are success stories, that there are ways that we have now looked at, innovations that probably were thought to be absolutely achievable years ago. But today, we're talking about a story that is beyond hope. This is COPD Awareness Month, and we are here today with a doctor that knows a lot about it, but also somebody that knows COPD up close and personal. Dr. Thomas C. Corbridge joining me here today. And Dr. Corbridge is one of those medical experts that when you think about our lives and you think about how do doctors understand the depth and the breadth of what goes on with us, literally speaking, you want to bring the experts to the table. But beyond that, what is it like when we look at a person, a wife, a mother, somebody that was diagnosed with COPD? What is it about a life and a life's journey that could go from helpless and hopeless to optimistic and amazing? That's what today's show is about. Dr. Corbridge, it's great to have you here. Candyce, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Let's just start out with what people don't know. And many people have heard the term COPD. If you do any television watching, you see commercials on TV. But I don't think that people understand what the symptoms are. And what I mean by that is how to be on the lookout. So if we could start with that from your perspective, doctor, and then Candyce, I'd like to hear it from your perspective, what you experienced. Let's go.
So COPD stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's an umbrella term that's really meant to encompass two more specific terms. Emphysema on the one hand, which is loss of lung tissue, holes in the lung, and chronic bronchitis, which speaks to the disease's impact on the bronchial tubes, where they can become inflamed and narrow. And patients have combinations of these under that COPD label. And invariably, it causes the symptom of shortness of breath, which is often progressive, often peppered, along the way by what we call flare-ups or exacerbations, these downturns that are particularly important in the life of a COPD patient because not only do they set you back during that exacerbation, but they may lead to an additional decline in lung function, additional lung damage.
Yeah. And, I don't know if people are tapping into this, but we are talking about our very existence. And, today, Candyce, you're coming to the forefront because you have a message to deliver, and it's a powerful one. From your perspective, what was this journey like? How did you realize there was something going on?
Well, I guess constant hospitalizations was a primary factor. I didn't take it seriously in the beginning. I've had COPD for many years, and it impacted me and my family so much. I finally decided I had to make a change. I couldn't continue to basically exist that way. So I started speaking to my doctor the way I needed to. I was very open with him and told him how I was feeling. And breathlessness is not just, I'm a little short of breath. I mean, it can be devastating. You can't move around, you can't work, you can't take care of your family. You're in the hospital a lot, you're at the doctor a lot. And if you're not telling them honestly what's going on, if you're a smoker, that you can't quit, they'll help you with that. There's just so much that they can help with now. Your treatment plan is going to be completely different than you actually envisioned. I work out now. I take much better care of myself because I want to be here. I have a family that I want to stay with, and life is good. I've made some huge changes, and it only helped. I exercise now quite a bit. I participate in 5Ks with my youngest son, and so I've made a big change, and it's only been for the better.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I think the thing that we're starting to see here is that everybody wants to talk about responsibility. I really want to talk about actability. And what that means is having a sense of hope that enables folks to do exactly what you do, even if it is one step at a time.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Doctor, I want to ask you a question. I mean, we are listening to Candyce, and, in this brief time we have, she gave a beautiful explanation of how transformative her life has been. But this is one of those illnesses that literally could stop people in their tracks. I would love for you to talk a bit about this and why it is important for more and more people like Candyce to come forward and share their stories.
Yeah, absolutely. And Candace's story is so inspirational, and we would very much hope that all of our patients could come in and really have that open and honest exchange with us and tell us really where they are truly on their journey. So one of the clear messages is to get in as early as possible. Understand that the symptoms you may be having, shortness of breath in particular, may not just be from getting older or maybe getting heavier or maybe not being in good physical condition, but actually maybe the early hallmarks of COPD. And so kind of understanding that and cataloging that as a patient is important to getting in early and building that relationship of trust and open communication with your physician, because that's how the physician, can kind of see where you are truly. The physicians, of course, will ask good probing questions to get at where you are from a shortness of breath point of view, understand where you are on that side of the fence. But they will also get into whether you've had these flare-ups or exacerbations. Just understanding where you are on kind of both sides of the symptom complex helps us craft our treatments. And the treatments can be very effective to alleviate shortness of breath and to prevent those exacerbations that may be coming and causing an additional damage. So, getting in early and having that good and open exchange really starts the whole ball rolling.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you this because I think this is really, we like to say here after 16 years of doing positive, purposeful talk, awareness is the first step. But after awareness, there is a next step. There is an action step. Doctor, before I go back to Candyce, I want to ask you a question about where are we today with this? And sort of, this is a question, where are we today, but where have we been and where are we going? What are some of the innovations you're seeing?
Yeah, and I think, your early points are just right on target, increasing awareness so that action can follow. We know that there's, over 20 million Americans, adults that have COPD, even in your state, over 330,000 adults have COPD. So awareness that would lead to action. Because there is an understanding, we hope, as we get the message out, that this is treatable. So we want patients who are having symptoms and who are at risk of COPD, mainly because they have smoked, to come in earlier, recognize those symptoms, and get involved with a multi-pronged approach to treatment. And that's really where we've moved. Multiple kind of disciplinary approach to management, which of course starts with that good relationship and open exchange of information, smoking cessation if required, vaccinations, definitely getting back into an exercise regimen or formal pulmonary rehabilitation, and medications that can be crafted, unique to each patient's circumstances. And what we know now, and this really is a different way of thinking, is that this is treatable. We can improve your symptoms, we can relieve your breathlessness, we can get you back engaged and active in life, and very importantly, we can cut down on those flare-ups and exacerbations that may be coming your way. So really just doing what we know now well and in a multidisciplinary way is really, I think, where we need to keep headed.
Yeah, boy, thank you for that. Candyce, I know we are short on time here, but before we get back to you, I think, Doctor, maybe you can tell me what the best website is, because I think the more information we can give out here, the better.
Yeah, and I think we would recommend going to COPD.com, which is really a terrific website for patients to help navigate through their journey with COPD. It's got a wealth of information. It can help you prepare for physician visits by understanding what good questions you might want to ask during that visit. But it can take you lots of different directions depending on your interests and concerns. So COPD.com would be certainly, I think, where we would both recommend that patients go.
All right. Look, Candyce, let's bring this home. And what I mean by that is your life has changed. You are somebody that has become a spokesperson to help people and give them a blueprint, because sometimes we need a map, a roadmap. What would you say to encourage people today about your journey and what they can do today?
Well, that it can be done. It may be a very slow start, but start with the first thing, being open with your doctor, letting them know the symptoms you are experiencing. Don't be afraid. Don't be concerned that there'll be judgment, because there will not be. They want to help you. That's why you're there. Advocate for your family. Let them help you if someone's available. Use a friend. Use someone that can be there for you, because there's times when you'll be unable to speak for yourself if you've reached that level. Keep moving. Find an exercise program, no matter what it is, because moving is going to help you in the long run. And trust me, it's hard, but it's worth it. Just keep one step at a time is sometimes all you have to give. But tomorrow there'll be 2 steps, the next day 3. Just keep moving forward, because you can do this.
Wow, thank you, Candyce. Doctor, personal message, what do you want to leave us with?
I certainly, cannot even, trump the inspirational story of Candyce. But, from our point of view, we want patients to come in early, to recognize those symptoms. Understand from a patient point of view that we as physicians are your advocates. We root for you. We want to help you. So we're there as a resource. So come in early, try to be open and honest with where you are, and let us, work with you to craft a unique multidisciplinary treatment plan that's there to help you feel better, be less breathless, and to prevent those exacerbations.
Thank you both. Thank you so much. For all of you out there, please go to COPD.com. That's COPD.com. And remember, stay strong, be hopeful, and take action. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Pat.